Good evening, High Button sports fans, and welcome inside the Americenter in North Sydney as we get set for some U15 major hockey action here between the visiting Rangers and the hometown Joneljim Cougars. Getting the starting goal tonight for the Rangers, number 31, Jorge Murray Chapman. And for the hometown Cougars, Lane Wambach gets the call between the pipes. Off the draw, Cougars get it in deep, but now the Rangers able to clear the zone. They'll skate it out into the neutral zone, back into Cougars territory, but spinning off there is Braun. Skates it through the neutral zone, gets to the blue line, and just will chip it in deep. Giving chase. Parks. Now scramble in front, puck loose. And Jack Kendall picks that up for the Rangers, and he'll skate it up ice. Trips up on the red line, dumps it in. The Rangers will start a change. Wilmot breaks up that outlet pass, but now it's played ahead. O'Neill can't get it past Wilmot, and Turner will turn it up ice for the Rangers. He'll get to the red line, chip it in, and give chase. Turner finishes his check behind the net. Leaves it there as Liam Dufour tries to find it. But now the Cougars will get it through neutral zone. Wilmot backpedals in his own zone. Gets it up to Turner, who again chips that in, and Wambach turns that aside. Now Dixon. Stretch pass. Up in through the neutral zone there. Thrown in. Stepping into it there, Zenon Parks. That's kicked aside by Murray Chapman. In behind the goal. Good stick lift there by Parks. Throws it out front, nobody home, and the Rangers are able to clear the zone. Back to retrieve, Dylan Berry. Ahead for Parks, just a step. Offsides. These two teams come into this one as the face-off will actually come all the way back in Cougar territory. Cougars coaching staff don't agree with that assessment. But face-off will come back inside Cougar zone. Rangers control off the draw. West shot that hits a stick in front and deflects into the corner. Ballied in the corner now. Played up top. Picked up once more by McKim. Chips it off the boards for West. His shot again hits another stick on its way to the net, and it won't make it there. Braun tries to skate that out, but it ends up right back on Wambach. Both teams now starting to change as the Cougars regroup in their own zone. Braun spins off his man, and he'll circle back in behind his goal, and they'll start again. Now the Cougars get it out into the neutral zone, but that's as far as they'll get as it's pushed back. 2-on-1 developing here now. Here's Kendall. Broken up there. It's a good stick in the lane there by Braun. Cougars get it into the offensive zone, thrown out front. That's broken up there by Chalk. Now, skating it out is Cooper. Tries to find Chalk. That one will end up underneath the glove of Wambach, and he'll take the face-off. These two teams come in here. Rangers sitting 6th in the standings. Cougars 7th, so the Cougars looking for 2 massive points here to try and close that gap. Wilmot has it poked off his stick, but he retrieves and he'll throw it in behind the goal once more. Maddox carry absorbs a big hit from Turner, but Turner now with it. Balling out through the corner, throwing out front. Again, now Wilmot, he fans on that. It ends up down in the corner. Here's Sam Graves. Plays it ahead. Dulesky can't get it through the neutral zone as it's stuck up on the red line. Dufour weaves his way around a couple Cougars. Dufour checks up, rims it around the boards. McPherson is down there for the Rangers. He sees there's a line change, so he tries to pin it along the boards. Not able to do so as the Cougars will get it out, but now the Cougars will start a change. Hervieux has it knocked off his stick. Here's Perks, scores! Zenon Perks causes the turnover and then makes no mistake in alone against Murray Chapman and slides it right into the 5-hole. And the Cougars have opened up a 1-0 lead off the great play of Zenon Perks. Dixon rims that around. Cougars not able to keep the pressure on as now West can't get it out. Battling along the boards once more. Now here's Finley Howe. He can't get it out. Now McKim cuts to the middle of the ice, but it's knocked off his stick. LeBlanc throws it towards the goal. And the Cougars will regain control in their own zone, and now they'll try to get it out. Flipped ahead here for Parks. The goal scorer, Parks. Nobody there with them as they all started to change. So here comes Chalk for the Rangers. Played ahead. Here's Kendall. Jack Kendall tries to reach it. Can't get there in time, and the Cougars will get it out of harm's way. Parks through the middle of the ice. That's broken up by Hubbley. Now the Rangers will get it and throw it in once more. Braun spins off his man, throws it up the half wall. Wilmot thought about pinching, but decided not. Kendall tries to chip that one through. These two teams just go back and forth through the neutral zone right now. Wambach leaves it there for Braun. Off a skate into the dangerous part of the ice. Wilmot throws it on goal, but Braun will knock that down. Now chipped out through the neutral zone. Not enough for icing as Wilmot retrieves for the Rangers. D pass in behind the Ranger goal before they can, and almost another play broken up there, this time by McNeil, as Wilmot will once again attempt to break it out, and he'll be a one-man breakout this time. Up the ice, Wilmot drops it for Turner. Turner can't control it, ends up down in Cougars' corner. Big hit by Turner, separating the man from the puck. Now here's Dufour. Down low, Dufour spins off his man, and he's still with it now. Throws it out front for Cooper, knocked off his stick. Good stick in the lane there by the Cougars, able to get that one out of harm's way. Back up top, there's Dulesky. Now Sam Graves, red line and ahead for Timmins. Over the blue line is Timmins, turns and fires off the shin pad of Cooper. Up top, Graves steps in off the line. Now holding it up there along the wall is Sam Graves. In behind the net it goes. Barry chips it back, and the Rangers will have to retreat. Hit along the wall there is McKim, and he'll give that up, as now Barry will play it ahead for Dulesky. Can't get into the zone, and it will be offsides. Again, two big valuable points up for grabs as the Cougars try to chase down the Rangers in the standings. These two teams very evenly matched. Season series tied at 1. As the regular season is quickly winding down here in this U15 league. Wambach jumps on that. Not going to take any chances. as he sees the pressure barreling down on top of him. 7:22 to go here in the first period. Zenon Parks has the Cougars up by 1. Draw one there by the Cougars, rimmed around, but it's kept in at the line by LeBlanc. Thrown towards goal. The Cougars are able to get that out. West chips it in deep. Back to get it now is Dixon, but Chalk beats him to it. Cougars once again regain control, played out the wall. Parks has it knocked off his stick by West. Into the corner it goes. More battling down low as Kendall in there trying to win a puck battle, and Chalk comes in to help. Now back for Kendall. Thrown out front. Good coverage in front of the net by the Cougars, and Parks is able to get it out. Dufour wheels through the neutral zone. Good edges by Dufour. Now he lost an edge right there. And he's going to throw the puck into the offensive zone and start a change. Parks chips that in. In behind the goal it goes. Thrown out front. Nobody home there for the Cougars. That'll allow Kendall to skate it out. He'll get to the red line, throw it in. Kendall will go for a change. And the Cougars will skate it out of the zone. They'll get it to the red line and gets turned back. But again, they regain control. Now Braun will try it up the other side ahead for Daleski. He's closed in on quickly. As Wilmot is good gap control there. Back into the zone it goes. The Cougars have the touch up. That will give the Rangers some time to get regrouped. Cooper now. He'll lose the handle. Skating onto it now, but Gugu. Good recovery there for the Rangers. Up the wall for Burgess. Knocked off his stick. Daleski down low. Played up top. Fans on that shot, and the Rangers will get it out. Through the neutral zone. McPherson takes a heavy hit from Sims, but he gets the puck in deep. Now Braun. He'll skate it out, get to the red line, and rim it around. Surrett is there for the Cougars. Played up top. Graves throws that shot, hits a skate in front, still loose, shot, and they score! Scramble play in front of the net as that puck didn't actually make it there, but again, the Rangers not able to find the puck, but you know who did? Number 14, Alex Bonner. And he floats one up and over the glove of Murray Chapman. And the Cougars have opened up a 2-0 lead. Dufour knocked off the puck. Turner comes in to try and help, but now Graves will try and skate it out for the Cougars. He'll get to the blue line and eliminated from the puck, but again, good offensive zone layers here from the Cougars. They're able to keep it in. Turner chips it ahead. Dufour tries to skate onto it, but instead it'll end up down by Wambach. Parks and Cooper battle along the wall. Now Graves and Turner are battle along the wall. Before the Cougars will come away with it. Now, skating it up through the neutral zone, Wilson. He'll chip and chase. Rims around the boards there as Maverick LeBlanc will try and skate it out, leaves it there for West. O'Neill ahead for Daleski. Daleski's shot, Chipman. That will bounce up and out of play. 3:35 to go here in the first period. Shots reading 4-3 in favor of the Cougars. And the Cougars currently enjoying a 2-0 lead. That shot by Dixon gets turned aside. In behind the goal it goes. Thrown out front. Up top, Dixon. His shot scores! Dylan Dixon. Good read coming in off the blue line into that quiet space in the high slot, and it's once more, it's good zone time, good pressure by the Cougars causing turnovers. And the Cougars once again capitalizing on the turnovers. As Dixon adds to this lead. Wambach still with it now. Bonner with a head of steam to the neutral zone. Cuts to the net. His shot turned aside by Murray Chapman. Back out into the neutral zone and back to get it now. Braun ahead for Bonner. That doesn't connect, and Wilmot will skate it in for the Rangers. Waite shoots. That hits the side of the goal. Into the corner it goes. Wilmot still on it for the Rangers. Rangers looking for something to go offensively. Due for a shot. Turned aside by Wambach. Heavy hit down low in the corner. Dixon takes the brunt of that from Turner. As the Cougars will regain possession now and skate it out, it's Bonner. He'll get to the red line, dump it in, and the Cougars will start a change. That hits a glove on the Ranger bench. So we'll have a stoppage in play. Cougars want the face-off inside Ranger territory. Instead, it will come just outside the blue line. Off the draw, here's Timmins. Muscles his way forward. Takes a heavy hit there from West. Now thrown out front. McPherson plays that up. And here's Turner. His shot goes wide. McPherson, first one on it for the Rangers. Drops it back up top. That D-to-D pass is going to have the Rangers have to touch up as West will throw it right back in. Rimmed around Braun. Parks goes off his stick. Back for West. His shot blocked by Timmins. Now Braun and Kendall battle in the corner. Good play in front of the net there by Sims, and he'll skate it out. Takes a heavy hit along the wall, separating the man from the puck. And now here comes Kendall. One-on-one with Graves. Jack Kendall knocked to the outside by Sam Graves. Plays the one-on-one now, and a penalty coming up here. And it will go against Kendall. He'll go for the slash. Jack Kendall trying to get his team back in this one. And maybe got a little too aggressive in the offensive zone. Gets called for the slash. And that will put the Joneljim Cougars under the first power play of the game. Graves. With it again now, Graves. For Braun. Braun still with it now. Under a minute to go here in the first period. Braun, he looks his shot. Hits a stick and deflects up and out of play. Cougars coach wants a little bit more puck movement from his troops. As the instructions come off the bench. Rangers will get control and throw it down the ice. 20 seconds left in the first period. Graves steps over the blue line. Doesn't get much further than that, as it's a good penalty kill there by the Rangers, and they'll clear it down the ice once again, and that should do it for the first period here in North Sydney. And after 15 minutes of play, the Joneljim Cougars 3, the Rangers no score. We get set to drop the puck here on the second period. Joneljim Cougars put 3 up in the first. Still 59 seconds to go on the man advantage here to start the second. Dumped in behind the goal. Rangers will retrieve and throw it down the ice. Dylan Dixon goes back, watched closely there by McPherson, shakes him off, and he'll play it ahead there. Offsides is the call. .33 seconds now left in the man advantage. As the Rangers win the draw, and they'll dump it down the ice. Wambach leaves it there for Dixon. He'll stop up and skate it out. Over for Sims. He's watched closely there by Turner, and Turner will turn Dixon back, and the Cougars will try once more to come out. Cross ice feed for Parks. Parks is knocked off the puck. The Cougars keep it in the zone. Dixon's shot. That's stopped, and there is no rebound this time. 1 second left on the Kendall penalty. As the faceoff comes deep in Ranger territory. Team's now back to even strength. They find Kendall out of the box. Jack Kendall drops it for Burgess. Back in the corner now. Kendall, first one on it for the Rangers. Thrown out front for Chalk. His shot hits a couple sticks before it ends up in behind the goal. Cougars play that one up and down. Unfortunately, offsides will be the call. Luke McNeil just a step ahead of the play. Or I believe they're calling icing on this one, as they need to get the right personnel out there for the Cougars. And Luke McNeil in, and the Rangers win that draw a little too cleanly. Wilmot. Hubley gives chase against. Now skating out here is Bonner. Gets ahead of steam, but he's separated from the puck. Good patience there by Gugu, and he'll get to the red line, but a good back check by Bonner disrupts his attempt at dumping it in. Cougars now skated out into the neutral zone. They get to the red line. Thrown on goal as Chapman turns that into the corner. Gugu takes a heavy hit into the boards as the Cougars try and break that puck free. Up the wall it goes, and Timmins comes away with it. Timmins drops it for Dixon, his shot. It's kicked aside. Now Wilson. Back up top, Dixon loses the handle and slips into the neutral zone. And the Cougars will have the touch up. Timmins chips that ahead. Parks, he can't find the handle now. Timmins ahead for Wilson. His one-timer just misses. Rangers once more up the wall. Here's Turner. Gloves it down to himself. Turner's shot, Wambach. His best save of the game so far. Lane Wambach turns that one aside. Into the corner now it goes. LeBlanc steps in on top of the circle. His shot goes wide. Thrown back in deep. LeBlanc will once again pinch in off the blue line and keep that play alive in the offensive zone. Rangers trying to get something going offensively here now. That shot goes wide, but Turner is the first one on it as the Rangers keep control in the offensive zone. Penalty coming up here to the Cougars as Turner was upended trying to cut through the middle of the ice. Stepping in now, here's Dufour. Over for LeBlanc. Cross ice feed trying to find the man in the back door, not able to do so. Kendall keeps that in. His shot off a shin pad, and the Cougars will finally touch up. Hooking the call, and it's going to be against Wyatt Wilson. As the Rangers will go to their first power play of the game. And a great opportunity for them to cut into this Cougar lead. Scramble draw ends up down in the corner. Cougars come away with it. Here's O'Neill, gets to the red line, dumps that in. LeBlanc stops up behind his net as the Rangers get organized here on the power play. Wilmot gains the zone but loses control. And it's flipped out in the neutral zone. The Rangers had to regroup once again. Offsides as Wilmot was just a step too late getting out of the zone. .124 to go in the man advantage. Rangers looking for something on this power play. Dufour tries a cross ice feed. It's broken up, and West regroups for the Rangers. Now gets over the blue line, but a clearing attempt by the Cougars hits the linesman. Now the Cougars will get it down the ice. West circles his own net, skates it out through the neutral zone. Drops that back down. Here's Kendall. Now Dufour. Doesn't have a shooting lane. It goes off the shin pads, and the Cougars not able to get it out. Turner in the corner. Up top for Dufour. Throws it over for West. His shot gets through. Wambach gets a blocker on that. The pass from Kendall to Dufour doesn't connect, and it'll go all the way back into Ranger territory. 10 seconds now left on the man advantage. Daleski breaks that up, and that's it. Team's now back to even strength. Wilson almost picks that off coming out of the box. Daleski and Surratt meet in the corner. Now in behind the goal. Surratt up for Turner. He'll chip it out, but Barry picks that off. D pass to Dickinson. O'Neill chips that in. Surratt will go back to pick it up. Over for West. Ahead for Cooper. Off the boards. Ahead for Turner. He'll throw it in, and Chalk trying to give chase. Chalk first one on it. Wambach wasn't sure where that was coming from. Now the Rangers throwing out LeBlanc. Doesn't have a shooting lane, so he'll throw that down the wall. O'Neill reads the miscue by the Rangers, and he'll skate it into Ranger territory. Tries to muscle his way out front, but not able to do so. Parks, his shot goes high and wide. Barry tries to get that in deep, but the Rangers will break that play up. Now, Chalk is trying to chase down Dixon. Dixon up for Parks, but Hubley is there to break that up. But Parks retrieves it. His pass across. And here's Barry. He'll skate it into the offensive zone. Drops it for Parks. Throws that one over. Jumps over the stick of the Cougar player. Now LeBlanc skates it out through the neutral zone for the Rangers. Drops for McPherson. His shot kicked aside by Wambach. Back and forth the teams go now as play starts to open up. Burgess throws that in. Wambach learns from his last encounter with Ranger players coming down on him. And he will jump on it. This Ranger team, they've got some offensive flair to them. 105 goals for, so they know how to put the puck in the net. Looking to do so here soon. Cougar team here, not a flair of the offense, only 82 goals for on the season, but they've really found an extra gear here this afternoon. Graves. Blue lining in. O'Neill skates onto it. He and Gugu collide in the corner. Now up the wall, here's Dufour. He'll skate it out, but feed it ahead for Kendall. Kendall stops up. Cross ice feed, and they score. Beautiful cross ice feed from Jack Kendall finds Jake Wilmot. And just as we touted the offense all season long from this Ranger team, right on cue, they bury one past Wambach. Again, a beautiful feed from Kendall. And Wilmot pokes it home. Here come the Rangers again. Parks breaks that up. And Wilson skates it out. Deep into Ranger territory now are the Cougars. Sims throws it towards goal, hits a stick, deflects into the corner. Played ahead now. Braun skates it through the neutral zone, sees his line mates going for a change, so he'll carry it in behind the net, but he is separated from the puck. Here comes Cooper. Chips and chases. Cooper, first one on it for the Rangers. Goes around the wall, but now they're thrown into the middle of the ice. Burgess is there to knock that down. Refs saying it was played with a high stick. And the face-off will come outside. $9:52 to go here in the second period. The Rangers have found the back of the net and have cut this deficit down to 3-1. Hubley chips that in. Dixon back to get it. Steps around his man. Surratt does keep that play alive at the blue line. Rimmed around. Now here's Chalk. Tries a reverse course. Hubley was going to the front of the net. Surratt, again, good job keeping that puck in. And Dixon will try once more. Now he'll throw it back, and Wambach, again, he has seen enough. He will jump on this and take the face-off. George McKim in to take the draw for the Rangers. Won there by the Cougars. Puck loose out front, but the Cougars are able to get it out of harm's way. Now back to retrieve is Gugu. Broken up there in the neutral zone, and O'Neill brings it in for the Cougars. Shot, scores! Lachlan O'Neill steps in over the blue line and beats Murray Chapman on the short side. And the Cougars restore their 3-goal lead. In behind the goal now. Rangers throw it in deep. Graves plays it out, but not far enough. Cougars once again try to get it out. This time kept alive by the Rangers. Dufour for Kendall. His shot doesn't get through. Kendall fires it once again. Puck still free. Turner in there looking for a loose puck, doesn't find one as the referee blows that play dead. Rangers right now looking for anything to get back on the board. Rangers coming into this game in a 3-game win streak, so they would love nothing more than to keep that going. Braun chips it, soft chip along the wall. And the Cougars pick it up now on the half wall. Up top, here's Braun. His shot hits the post. Penalty coming up here now. It will be going against, looks like it's going to be going against Zenon Parks. Interference is the call as Parks goes to the box. The Rangers go to the power play. West. His shot goes wide, and the Cougars are able to dump it down the ice. West leaves it for Dufour. Dufour in over the blue line. Turner up top for West. He'll move to the middle of the ice. Throws it down for Kendall. Back for West. Over to Dufour. Down for Turner. Back up top for Dufour. Rangers being held to the outside. Now they get onto the inside, and Kendall, his shot turned aside by Wambach. They'll reverse course. West, his shot gets through. Good coverage there by the Cougars as they recover the loose puck and get it out of the zone. Played ahead for Burgess. In over the line, and he'll stop up on the half wall. Burgess for Turner. He'll throw that down low for LeBlanc. Turner with it again. Still sticking around the perimeter are the Rangers as the Cougars have the inside all blocked up. Turner tries a shot, hits a skate. Into the corner it goes, but the Rangers recoup. It's LeBlanc. Down the half wall, now back up top for LeBlanc. He'll shoot. That gets through, and Wambach kicks that up and over the glass. 9 seconds to go here in the man advantage. Again, good job here by the Cougars penalty killers, keeping the Rangers to the perimeter. Low danger shots coming from the Rangers. Another draw one there by the Rangers. That play read perfectly. Trying to get a step is Timmins. Parks is out of the box. Still digging along the wall. Referee urging them to move it. And he's seen enough. He'll blow that down. .5:28 to go here in the second period. Joneljim Cougars with a 4-1 lead over the Rangers. Cougars coming into this one 4-2 in their last 6. Really starting to heat up at the right time. Again, they are trying to chase down the Rangers, who are just ahead of them in the standings. Timmins rims it around. Collision on the blue line by a couple Cougars as Gugu dumps it in. Heavy hit coming across there by West, and Wambach will grab that one out of midair. Physicality and intensity starting to ramp up a little bit here. Face off to the right of Wambach. Won by the Rangers. Shot by Dufour. That one just goes wide. Turner. Thrown out front. Doesn't make it there. Turner, with it again. Plays it up top for West. His shot is blocked, and it's chipped out into the neutral zone. And the Rangers don't clear the zone quick enough, and offsides will be the call. Shots 19-10 favoring the Rangers. Cross ice dump. Cougars back to retrieve. Chalk trying to cause a turnover. Up the wall, and O'Neill can't get it out. That time it will get out. And offsides is the call once again. Face-off will come outside Cougar territory. As Trig Chalk comes in and wins another draw for the Rangers. Not able to get the puck in deep. As the Rangers now will try again, and this time they will. Burgess. First F1 on the forecheck. He'll win it once again, Burgess. But a good stick there by the Cougars knocked that away. Back in deep, and icing will be the call. Face off back in Ranger territory. Timmons in to take the draw here for the Cougars, and he'll win that back to Graves. Thrown in behind the goal. Parks tries to touch it out front, not able to do so. Braun throws it on net. That hits a player, and Murray Chapman had to be quick on that one. Played ahead for Chalk. Another offsides call. Ranger bench disagrees. Ranger bench really not happy with that call. But we play on. Gugu. Watched closely there by Parks. Now he'll play it ahead. Sims and McPherson battle for the puck. Along the wall, McKim now joins the fray for the Rangers as Gugu jumps in and takes control. Dumped into the corner. Another battle ensuing down low now, coming away with it. Here's out front, McPherson! Aaron McPherson picks up the beautiful pass. And he rifles that one up and over the glove of Wambach, taking that feed from Dalen Finley-Howe. And the Rangers, once again, have life. Rangers walk it through the neutral zone. It's Dufour. Dufour with a burst of speed goes around the net. Thrown out front for Kendall. Now it's played up top. Dufour is switched out to give support for Surratt, who's working the half wall. Now Turner can't get that shot off as he's closed on quickly by a couple of Cougars. Kendall for Turner, scores! The quick strike offense of the Rangers that we thought we would get. And in a matter of seconds, the Rangers have made this a one-goal game, and it's the big line for the Rangers. Kendall, Dufour, and Turner, who have provided all sorts of offense for this team all year long, get it done here. Braun goes back to retrieve. Gets to the red line and chips it in. Played ahead for Hubley. And the Cougars regain control, and it's Braun. Cross ice dump. but West is the first one back to get it for the Rangers. Finley Howe jumps over his stick, and Graves is there. Sam Graves in a puck battle along the wall. Keeps his feet moving. Rangers not able to get it out. West circles back. Skates it ahead, but Graves stops its forward progress once again. Here's Parks. Drops it back down low for O'Neill as we come down to the last minute of play here in the second. O'Neill with a big hit in the corner as the forecheck continues. Parks, he'll throw it out front, trying to find a body. Good pressure here from the Cougars. It's a good response. Sims' shot turned aside by Murray Chapman. Rangers now finally get it out of the zone as we're under a minute to play here in the second. Couple of quick goals by the Rangers has made this very interesting. Timmins tips that into Surrette's corner. He's back to retrieve. Now he'll skate it out. Ahead for Kendall. Kendall can't get around Sims as he knocks that puck off his stick. 10 seconds left now. Dufour trying a last push, but it's played up top for Surrette. Time ticking down, 2 seconds, and that will do it for the second period. An entertaining second period here between these two teams. And after 2 periods of play, the Joneljim Cougars with a narrow 4-3 lead. We will be back with third period action after this brief intermission. And welcome back inside the Ameris Center here in North Sydney as we get set for third period action here. We've got a good one cooking here between the Joneljim Cougars and the visiting Rangers. Rangers at one point down 4-1, and they are clawing their way back into this one 4-3 with 20 minutes to play. Chalk loses the handle. Flip back into the Ranger territory. Now the Rangers will try once again. O'Neill has it knocked off his stick. Braun knocks that off his stick, and now O'Neill tries to cut through the middle of the ice. But his ice taken away from him. Burgess. He'll skate it through the neutral zone, gets to the red line, dumps it in. Wambach leaves it there for Braun, ahead for Parks. Chipped ahead, now back onto the stick and possession of the Rangers, but Wilmot watched closely there by Daleski. Gugu. Wilmot tries to skate it out. Ahead for Dufour. Kendall, his pass broken up, but it ends up back on the stick of Kendall. Turns and fires. Wambach kicks that one aside and played back in behind by Braun. Turner gives chase. Centering pass deflects into the cross corner. Jack Kendall in there now trying to get some help from Turner as now the puck will come free. Daleski will get to the red line and dump it in. Wilmot with a burst of speed through the neutral zone, gains the offensive zone. In behind the goal now, Wilmot still with it. It's a patch of wet ice thrown out front. Wambach turns that back into the corner. This puck now be played up and out of play. Rangers pressing, looking for the equalizer. Shot totals right now read 22-12 in favor of the Rangers. Wambach has been good when he's needed to be. Draw one there by the Rangers. Wambach blockers that one aside. Graves skates it out of the zone, gets over the blue line, tries to beat his man. But instead, Murray Chapman will cover up and take the whistle. Face-off will come to the left of Murray Chapman. As McNeil is in to take the draw now for the Cougars. He'll get waved out. Timmins will come in to take it now. And it's one back to Dixon. Shot through traffic, hits the post. And the Rangers dodge a bullet there. Here's Burgess. Leaves it for Chalk. Knocked off his stick. And the Cougars regain control. Cross ice feed. Wilson in a battle along the boards, and the Rangers come away with it. It's Burgess. Gets to the red line, dumps it in. Burgess will start a change. Rimmed around the boards, kept in at the line by LeBlanc. Shot gets through. Rangers still on it now again, pressing hard, looking for that equalizer. Just off sides are the Rangers. And the face-off will come outside. Liam Dufour in to take the draw for the Rangers. He has been all over the ice tonight. And again, one of those offensive leaders for this Ranger team. Kendall chips it in, and Turner gives chase. Big line back out there. A heavy hit there with Sims. Sims takes the worst of that one. Cougars throw it through the middle of the ice. This one, icing will be waved off as O'Neill in on it now. Plays it up top, and it's kept in at the line by Braun. Thrown cross corner. Turner picks it up at the red line. Steps around Dulesky, just avoids a massive hit. Again, the physicality starting to pick up here between these two teams. Kendall trying to get it out of the skates of Sims, but Sims will win that and push it up the wall. Out into the neutral zone where it's Parks. Parks tries to step around his man, but West stops his progress now. Fed ahead for Jack Kendall. His shot, Wambach stops that. And will cover up for the face-off. 15:21 to go here in the third period. If you're just joining us, we've got a good one cooking here at the Americenter. Rangers at 1 point down 4-1. Scored very quick in succession at the close of the second period. And have made this a one-goal game. Graves looks for his options. Can't find one in McPherson. Will impede the progress and try to turn it back. Now fed ahead, and Parks just a step offside. Face-off will come to the left of Wambach. Draw one by the Rangers. Gugu's shot, and quick reactionary save by Wambach. Kicks that aside. Chalk spins off into the corner. He's met by a couple Cougars and plays it down low for Finley Howe. Shot doesn't miss by much there by McKim. Gugu off the line, throws it down low. Chalk in there, cross corner feed, and again, the Cougars just trying to redirect the puck and find an avenue out of their zone, because right now they're hemmed in. Shot from the point, Wambach blockers that down, and the Rangers are first on it again. Chalk to McKim. McKim finds it again, and off the shoulder of Wambach. Good pressure here from the Rangers. Looking for that equalizer. Kendall, his shot is blocked by Dixon on the way to the goal. And the Cougars finally relieve the pressure, and it's Parks. Nobody with them as the Rangers try to get out. Gugu gives it away. Braun dumps it in. But Gugu is there to pick it up for the Rangers, and they'll reverse course as Wilmot tries to find Kendall. Doesn't connect. Icing waved off. Braun skates it into the zone, chips it into the corner, and he's the first one on it. Thrown out front, Sims. It's back in behind the goal for Surratt. Off the wall, tries to find Kendall. This one, Kendall and the official get tied up. Played ahead now for O'Neill. One of the goal scorers, Lachlan O'Neill, not able to break through. Kendall. Cross ice feed for Turner. Here's Turner. Shot turned aside by Wambach's. Puck still loose. West throws that towards the net. Still loose there now. Dufour back up top. Shot scores! Harview picks up the puck in the high slot danger area. And Landon Harview has tied this game. The Rangers have come all the way back and are now on an even footing with the Cougars. Just as we talked about their offensive output in the second period when it was still looking for their first one, the Rangers have clawed their way back into this one. Cooper kicks it in behind the goal for West. West stops up behind his goal. Tries to find Hubley. That one doesn't connect, and that'll go the length of the ice. Cougars looked really in control of this one very early on. But again, the Rangers with no quit have come all the way back. Graves throws it into the corner, LeBlanc. Still on it. Now skates it out of his zone as Braun reads that play perfectly, and Dulesky will throw it back in. Parks separates the man from the puck, leaves it there for Timmins. Now it's down low for Parks. Parks tries to go out short side, denied by Murray Chapman. Finlay Howe tapped ahead for Burgess. Now Burgess with a head of steam. His shot just up and over the glass. Up top, Gugu's shot. That one just wide of the goal. Back for Gugu once more, but a good stick in the lane there by Dulesky. Gugu keeps it in once more. Pressure mounting once again as the Rangers continue to press. Wilmot's shot goes up and over, but Gugu once again keeps it there. Now it'll get out into the neutral zone. Wilmot ahead for Chalk, jumps over his stick, and Dixon is there to retrieve. Reverse pass for Bonner, and the Cougars will get it out of the zone. Wilmot ahead for Chalk. Chalk with some space, his shot goes wide. Sam Graves glassing out as Surratt stops up. Played ahead, but nobody there for the Rangers, and Dylan Dixon leaves it there. Now Sam Graves can't break through the wall on the blue line of Ranger players. And Chalk all alone. He faces a sea of white jerseys. Teams starting to tighten up on the defensive side of the puck now. Trying to take away the middle of the ice. Get it out of harm's way. Turner collides at the line there with Graves. Allows Dixon a chance to regroup. Graves plays it up the wall, out of the zone. No icing. Puck still free now as it does come loose, but here's Dufour. Played ahead for Kendall. Good back check by Timmins, takes away the lane. Stick gets up into the cage. No arms go up. No penalty coming. Ref lets them play on. Under 10 to go here as West with a burst of speed is shot off the helmet, I believe, of Wambach and up and over the net. To the red line and right back in. Braun, watch closely there. Nice spin move off the forecheck. Up the wall, but broken up by West. Now Kendall steps around his man. Kendall with the shot on the, hits the side of the goal up front. Cooper's shot, Wambach the save. Cougars will find it. And this time it will be icing. Furious action in the Cougar zone. As the Rangers have really applied the pressure here in the third period. Draw one back by the Rangers. Wilmot gets to the top, saved by Wambach. That's his biggest save of the game so far. As Wilmot had tons of space in front of him. But Wambach does a great job coming out on top of the blue paint. Taking away the angle and making a big save on Wilmot. Face-off still deep in Cougar territory as Cooper wins that for the Rangers. Graves can't get it out, but now they will. Weaving his way through the neutral zone. Buckley throws it out front. Can't get through the sticks. Graves with some space. His shot hits a stick and will deflect up and out of play. .7:26 to go in the third period, and what has been a very entertaining game against two well evenly matched teams. Rangers pick it up behind their own goal, trying to stretch the ice out as Braun does a good job closing that off. However, the Rangers still away with it and they score! And the ref immediately calling a high stick and waving that one off. Ranger bench would like an explanation, as the refs will converge on this one. Cougars dodge a massive bullet right there as, again, the Ranger bench getting a quick explanation from the ref. They come right back. This has been all Rangers here in the third period. Harview shot. He's got the equalizer and he almost put another one in. Braun looks around, just sees blue jerseys. Now he'll skate it out. Parks finishes his check, but now the Rangers will skate it out once more. It's Kendall. Red line and dumped in. Chalk has it stripped away by Graves as Turner comes over to try and eliminate Graves. Finley Howe can't get through the sea of white jerseys in the middle of the ice. This time it'll get out and the Rangers will have the touch up. Parks has to come back, finds Daleski. He'll get it over the blue line and chip it in behind the goal. In behind the net now, they come away with it. Cougars. Dixon's shot. high and over the net. Played down low, Parks. 1-on-4. Zenon Parks. Can't get it in deep, but he gets it into the zone, which allows the Cougars to get a change. Dixon collects it at the red line and dumps it in. Bonner, first one on it. Disrupts the Ranger progress, but West will throw it through the middle of the ice, and McKim almost picked that up as the Cougar defense get tied up into the neutral zone. 5 minutes to go here in the third. Wilmot, shot, scores! Jake Wilmot. His shot, Wambach thought he had it, but just couldn't squeeze his arm. And not only have the Rangers clawed their way all the way back, they now lead 5-4 with 5 minutes left. Cougars looking for some answers now. Here's McNeil. Braun chips it out. McNeil trying to skate onto it, but Wilmot is there. Wilmot right now with the go-ahead goal. Cougars come right back in. McPherson and Braun battle. McPherson's shot. Saved there by Murray Chapman. 32-14 shots on goal, favoring the Rangers. Again, at one point, if you're just joining us, at one point, Rangers down by a score of 4-1, have stormed their way back with 4 unanswered. Played out front, Rangers easily clear the zone. Played ahead, Kendall chips it in. And he'll be the first one on it as he and Braun collide in the corner. Timmins for Dulesky. That one will chip up and out of play. .350 to go in the third period. Cougars looking for an answer. Dumped into Cougar territory. Graves. Got to think quick as the pressure is coming from the team in blue. Now Graves over the blue line. Still with it now. Battling with Surratt. Try to get that puck free as the ref trying to get them to move the puck. They will now. Unfortunate for the Cougars, that is not a delay of game penalty in this league. But the Rangers able to relieve the pressure, get the puck out of play, but face off will come up to the right of Murray Chapman. Another offsides call. As we're down to 3:02 to play here in the third period. Rangers. Shot. Wambach the save. Rangers once again first on it. Throw it back in deep. Turned over. Parks reverses for Dulesky. He'll chip it into the neutral zone. Back for LeBlanc. Cross ice feed for Dufour. Chipped ahead for Kendall. Jack Kendall's shot high around the ears of Wambach. Parks loses the handle as West closes in on him. LeBlanc, D-to-D pass for West. And Kendall gets ahead of steam and will toss it cross corner. Sam Graves back to get it, ahead for Braun. Chipped into the neutral zone, and Burgess throws the Cougars back into their own zone. Bonner for O'Neill, and he'll dump that in. LeBlanc now tries to eat that puck along the wall, taking a couple heavy hits along the boards, but still not giving up the puck. A minute and a half left. Rangers just trying to kill the clock. Here they come again. Shot. Wambach turns that aside. Now the Cougars. Heavy on the back check are the Rangers. Cougars can't get into the zone. Dumped in, and now West skates it out. Last minute of play. Cougars need an answer. That's broken up and thrown right back in. Braun will try to lead the rush. Tries to feather it through to Parks. Offsides is the call. Just a step offsides. Once again, Cougar coaching staff not pleased with the location of the face-off. But it's deep in Cougar territory. Rangers fire another one. Finley Howe, again, just wants to try and kill the clock. Trying to pin it along the boards, and it comes free. Braun chipped ahead. Here's Parks. And that one will be chipped up and out of play. "17 seconds to go. Rangers looking to push their win streak to 4 as the Cougars have called a timeout. Again, 30-second timeout for the Cougars, trying to draw up one more play to try and look for the equalizer. The no-quit attitude, work ethic from the Rangers has paid dividends for them here as, again, they've put up 35 shots on Wambach. And even being down 4-1, never gave up and clawed their way back into this one. And are 17 seconds away from pushing their win streak to 4 games. Big face-off coming up here. Rangers will get it out of the zone. Net empty for the Cougars. They come away with it. Shot turned aside by Chapman. That shot too much, and that will do it. From here in North Sydney, The Rangers come into the Americenter in North Sydney. And after being down by a score of 4-1, they will come away with a 5-4 win. An entertaining game here on a Saturday night in North Sydney. We hope you have enjoyed this one and all of our High Button Sports productions. Again, the regular season, it's a sprint to the finish, but don't go away. Playoffs will be just around the corner. Have a good night.